is there. Now we're live. Hey guys, this is Tom. It is, I don't even know what night it is. I think it's a Wednesday night. And we've got a SOMIFA semifinal between two of the best of the business. Otherwise, they would not be in the SOMIFA semifinal probably. It's Jay Villing, I think a three-time SSFA champion. Only his fourth year with this franchise, I think. Third or fourth year with this franchise. I think his first playoff appearance with them. And Paul Mankiewicz, half man, half Mankiewicz, who has many titles in many leagues and is certainly, a great GM and coach, which always helps. Looks like I'm screen sharing. It sounds like my mic is on. So let's hope I'm good to go here. I feel rusty. I had to rush a little bit today. Simultaneous to this, we have the Tennessee-San Francisco semifinal between John Madden and the commissioner, Ed Burrow, which Dennis is calling. And that game started about 45 minutes ago or so. I did not get a chance to join that broadcast. Dennis invited me, but it's been a hectic day. So Houston kicked it off. I'm going to assume that, you never get to assume, but I'm going to guess that Houston won the toss and deferred. I got to lower my volume. I like getting the brake noises in there, but I don't like when they're too loud. And it's booming in my headset. I have a new headset. So the winner, this is to make the Super Bowl against the winner of San Francisco, Tennessee. I mean, you got four. Look, this Final Four in SOMIFA, we talk about the coaching strength. Ed Burrow, multiple championships, knows the ins and outs of the Strat game better than anybody. Paul Mankiewicz, multiple championships. Jay Villing, multiple SSFA championships. John Madden has made 3 of the last 6 SOMIFA Super Bowls. So, the big boys. Now, Jay's got the ball first. First and 10 at his own 20. He's got Andy Dalton as his quarterback. Pretty solid card. Had a good year with Cincinnati in 2015 before he was injured. You're going to see a lot of Carlos Williams and Charles Sims in the backfield, but Eddie Lacy is in there now. Getting the start, and he'll get some carries. Linebacker Eddie Lacy, defense puts 1 minute in there, brings the free safety up to long pass. Wrong. 7. Eddie Lacy's card is a 6-yard gain. He does have a fine card. Now, Paul has got an interesting defense. He's got a fairly weak secondary. I'm not sure if I saw 3 4s and a 5 at one corner, but he's got a lot of pass rush, including on the down lineman with a nose tackle Quan Short. There's a 5'12 with an asterisk. And even some blitzing linebackers in there, 5'4", 5'4". Off tackle left to Charles Sims, who checks in on 2nd and 4. Bruce Miller, the blocking back. Offensive onside end, 5-0. It's a 5-yard gain. So when you're in the blocking back formation, that blocking back will be your left onside end. It's the higher, I believe, in the run block situation. So he pops him in there, and then Jay goes 6-6-6 on the left side. So you're going to want to run behind that, certainly. Jay's got some pretty good receiving targets. Doug Baldwin, Gary Barnage, Anquan Bolden, and Jacob Tamme. Short yardage defense, short pass to Jacob Tamme on 1st and 10 for the Bengals. 7 is incomplete on Dalton's card. He's got 2 to 6, 9, and 12 with 8 receiver, of course. 1, 3, 6, 10, 15, 19, 20 units for Dalton on short pass wrong. Jay went, I think, 13 and 3, the number 2 seed. John Paul was 11 and 5. If I would have won my game against Tennessee, I would have been facing Jay, but I threw a short pass from my own, about 6 yards down, 40 seconds left. Looking past Anquan Bolden, one linebacker there, defense gets the pass. It's white die 6, it's a 20-yard gain. Paul slid the receiver out. You see that Jay's got a lot. Jay always has when he's good, always has a really solid, well-rounded team. And Dalton can throw it in all 3 levels. He's got receivers that can catch the bomb with the short of the flat. One pass Doug Baldwin, nobody there. I guess right. Defended by 4. So Jay won something on the defense's card. It's a must run for Dalton, who gains 6. Not the most exciting must run card in the world, but 2 to 7 is 5 yards or more. He's got 4 units of completion, 8 units of must run. Interception split on an 11. So he can take some shots deep if he wants. I think you'll see Baldwin as the primary target of that, covered by that 4. There's always that cat and mouse game. Looking past the Bruce Miller, defense gusses run, but there's 2 linebackers there. Trying to have his cake and eat it too. 7 on the defense is a 10-yard gain. Gives you a first down for the Bengals at the Houston 33, as they are having an impressive Opening drive. Amy, legs over and bring the heater close to me. Charles Sims in the backfield now is an excellent receiving card himself. Tammy can catch the flat. One thing about having those good receiving backs and second tight ends or blocking backs, it helps your dump-off game when you get those dump-off right readings. Flat pass right, Charles Sims. Defense gets the pass. One linebacker there is a 5. Defender X plus 2 of us 5, but he was blitzing. But actually, no, that was on the 2 tight end formation. So he was covered by Pernell McPhee, the 5, who makes the play, and the second down and 8. Off tackle left, Eddie Lacy. Defense gets his run, floating the flats. 8 on the defense is an 11-yard gain. I'm not going to tell Paul how to coach, but he's giving Jay a couple of shots at a long pass 4, but or even short pass 3 men wrong. So I may see Jay trying to throw a little more downfield. Off tackle left, Eddie Lacy. 1 man there, but defense gets it wrong again. And Lacy's been off to a pretty solid start. 8 on the defense is a 3-yard gain this time. Put the man up there. Wisely. 3 carries, 20 yards for Lacy. Second down and 7 for the Bengals. At the Houston 17. Short pass, Doug Baldwin. Defense has 4 men there inside the 20. And incomplete on Dalton's card. On a 7. Well, that means Jay can't win the Super Bowl. Because that guy wrote... So maybe even the rookie Glenn may have had 7 complete right and wrong. Some guy posted on the Strat Football forum a year or 2 back that in his experience, you never win the Super Bowl without a guy that has 7 complete right and wrong. Jay will put that to the test this year. 3rd and 7 for the Bengals at the Houston 17. Defense showing blitz. You have an offensive line that's 7-7-5-5-3, so you can't rush them if you bring a lot of pressure. And Paul already starts with some good rushers. 3rd and 7, the flat pass is in play. Paul's got numerous 4 defenders, so it's going to be an interesting scenario here. I mean, really, short pass, Anquan Bolden. Paul brings the house, and down goes Dalton. Julius Peppers, the veteran, getting by the veteran guard, Evan Matthews, 7 out of 12, 1-32 sack. And it's going to be a long field goal, not too long, a 41-yard field goal for Dustin Hopkins, 2-8, 11, and 12. It's good. The Bengals take a 3-0 lead with a drive that lasts 6 minutes to start the semifinal. And Paul's got to be happy that he held Cincinnati to 3 because the Bengals were moving ably. Blocking back 1 halfback for Paul. We see him use that a lot. He's not really a 2 tight end, 2 wide type of guy. And he's got Kyle Juszczyk as a blocking back, who's a fine receiver, so why not? Jonathan Stewart is starting the game as the running back. Off tackle left to Stewart. Defense gets the pass. 1 linebacker there. Double teaming Juszczyk as he blitzes the left outside. Linebacker zone -1 or +10, but that's Derek Johnson, the perennial Pro Bowler. 2nd down and 11. Drew Brees, the quarterback. Brandon Marshall, Brandon Cooks, your receivers. Off tackle draw to Jonathan Smith. Do it guessed correctly. So this will be bad. A 2-yard loss. Makes it 3rd and 13. I may have to mute my mic for 1 play as my assistant did something I did not want to do. And I'm going to be heated out of my own room here in a minute. 3rd and 13 for the Texans at their own 17. Short pass, Brandon Marshall, not being double teamed, covered by 5, 4 men in the zone. Jay did not bring the house. 9 Drew Brees caught 13 yards and a 1st down. The only completion that got those 13 yards. Of course, he has other completions on there. 5, 7, 9, and 12, 14, 15 short pass right units of completion. And the Texans give a big 1st down. Flat pass right to Juszczyk. He's being uncovered again as Jay is blitzing his left outside linebacker. And receiver gets wrong, is incomplete. And Juszczyk actually has a good card. Smart looking card there. 1 moment. Second down and 10. I did not miss a play. That left outside linebacker is Aaron Lynch of 45-10, so that's why you're seeing him blitz more often. Short pass, Jason Witten. 4 men in zone, 7 complete for a first down, 11 yards. Make it auto 68, okay? First and 10 Texans. Off tackle left to Jonathan Stewart. There's one linebacker in zone. That's the 6'6 Derek Johnson, and Stewart loses a yard. A couple of sharp run calls for Jay, preventing a short gain. Oh, that was only a +2. I assumed on the 2, the snake guy Stewart would have something nice, but he didn't. Second and 11 for the Texans at their own 40. 5:42 to go. This is their first possession. Jay had a really nice opening drive. Short pass, Brandon Marshall, 3 men in zone. Jay double teaming elsewhere. Incomplete on Bree's card. He had hit a couple of completions. And it sets up another 3rd and long for the Texans. They hit the first one on this drive. This is 3rd and 11 for Houston at their own 40. I'd love to give you a score in progress of the other game. Short pass, Theo Riddick, not being double teamed. He's covered by 5. They're off 4 men in zone and incomplete on the defense's card. Jay has the good pass defense card as his reward for getting the higher seed. And that might have been a receiver on the average. I don't recall. Here's the punt from Bradley Racken. Pinion goes 45 yards inside the 20 to Pac-Man Jones with an excellent return card and pops at 27 yards. 5 is +19, 6 +9, 9 +27. Snake Eyes +35, 10 +6. So the result is an 18-yard net punt. And again, Jay with the solid team. You see he's got an excellent punt returner there as well. We always like to get it going, but it's hard sometimes to get those good returners if you don't want to invest the high picks. Looking past Jacob Tammy, Cincinnati at their own 42. Defense doubling the outside receivers. And Dalton hits the short gain on his own card, 15 yards. And just like that, the Bengals are back in Texans territory. Cincinnati's at the Houston 43, leading 3-0, looking for more. Late first quarter, 4:12 to go. I assume anyone who likes to watch these games is watching the early game. I hope I posted correctly. I should double check that. Off tackle left, Charles Sims, one linebacker, I guess, wrong. This is the 2 tight end formation. Linebacker zone -2, a +3. It's a 3-yard gain. Lou Julius Peppers is a 45. No, maybe a 44. Either way, he's a 4 against the run. He's a 44. Second down and 7, Bengals. And yes, I did post it. So we're in good shape. 2 tight end formation, 2 receivers, off tackle draw to Charles Smith. Charles Sims, defense gets his pass. Defensive end 0 +17, no gain. Fletcher Cox, the 6, wraps up Charles Smith easily and brings him to the ground. 3rd down and 7 for the Bengals. That draw call was risky because that time Paul flooded the flats and called pass. We've seen him flood the flats and call run a couple of times already in this first quarter. Now is Jay going to do something to try and make sure he gets at least 3 yards and maybe go for it on 4th and less than 5? This is no man's land. He's at the Houston 40. It's a flat pass right to Charles Sims. Defense blitzing everyone but double teaming Sims, and Dalton goes down on the flat pass sack. So Paul's been blitzing heavily. He hasn't got a weak secondary. He's got a good pass rush. And 3rd and 7, he did it. Jay had the right play call, except for the double team, but Dalton couldn't get rid of the ball in the face of the ferocious Texan rush. And Cincinnati's forced to punt here from the 46. It's a coffin corner, not the best, as it goes out of bounds at the 16. Jay would have liked to do a little better than that. But he's got pull inside the 20. He's got the lead. 2:24 to go. Late first quarter, 3-0 Bengals. As Drew Brees comes out for these Texans. And Brees has probably been the quarterback of the Texans forever. Long pass, Brandon Cooks being double teamed Nice double team by Jay on 1st and 10. And it's incomplete. Would have been incomplete anyway. But it's still nice to get that double team correctly. Maybe get you into a good double teaming rhythm. Cooks and Marshall covered by 5. Jay's got 5s as his short pass defenders, a 4 free safety, 5 right outside linebacker, but only a 4 covering Kyle Juszczyk. Off tackle draw to Jonathan Stewart. Defense guesses pass. 6 and 7 and Stewart charges guard is a short gain, but it's offensive onside guard 7 or 2, and Michael Harris banks the block 5 on a 5. The Minnesota Viking, who missed the entire 2016 NFL season with injury. I know this because he's on my SOMIFA team and available in trade. 3rd and 3 for the Texans at their own 23, 1:30 to go. Blocking back, 1 halfback. The Texan line goes 5-5-5 on the interior, 4 as a tackle and 4 at tight end. We've seen off tackles from Stewart, not line books. Stewart with more short gains, I'm sure, on the off tackle. And a very fine quad linebacker or off tackle. The end run is lacking. But Le'Veon Bell and I think Mike Tolbert, maybe even someone else, are also on this Texans team. So plenty of carries and options there. You could even go pro set. I love that by the goal line. He can go Le'Veon Bell, Jonathan Stewart, and Mike Tolbert. They could all carry the ball. All 3 of his interior blockers are 5s. I mean, wow. His touchdown conversion rate inside the 5 must be very, very high. Right now he's taking his time. I've had some intermittent internet issues tonight or this last couple hours. I certainly hope nothing like that rears its ugly head in this game. My internet seems to be fine. So perhaps I'm having a slow play call, or maybe I missed something. I'll turn off the animation a moment. Maybe I've been disconnected. My internet's still there. Are we good? Question mark. Well, it looks like someone is disconnected. And I'm guessing it's me. And I see Jay offline, so I probably lost my internet. I don't know what that does to this broadcast. Seems to be recording. Okay, we have a user dropping. I'm going to reconnect. And I'll probably check with Paul to make sure that it's not on my end. I'm gonna mute this microphone. You guys will hear radio silence for about a minute while I see what's going on. All right, guys. So what we have is Jay Villing dropped unexpectedly. The game dropped, and Jay himself bounced off of a instant messenger. So we have an internet problem on Jay's end. Hopefully, it won't be too great of a delay. I don't think Dennis linked. He sent it to me in text, but I don't think he sent it to me in an email. I wonder if I can remain in this hangout and go to the other hangout. That'd be crazy. I could join you live in progress. Do that and this hangout drops. I'm gonna feel like an idiot. I'm gonna mute this mic anyway, and so forgive this delay. If you're watching the YouTube video, you can mouse over the bar, the time bar on the bottom of the video until you see the football field again, and then you'll know that we're back up. So I'm going to mute the mic for now. I don't know how to. I wish they would let you pause the recording and then resume it. But anyway, I'm going to mute this mic, and we'll be back hopefully very soon. Yes, it looks like it would not allow me to do multiple hangouts. I don't want to ruin a semi-final broadcast trying to get into the other game. Maybe I can watch it. Jay's still offline. All right, guys, looks like we're back in business. I just checked in on Titans-Niners, which looks like a good game. They're late in the third quarter, and it's within one score. I can say that without issuing any spoilers. Well, Paul said they were back up and running. And I thought I tried to join, and I thought I had it. Maybe I clicked the wrong thing. Let's find out. Let's double check the IP address. Looks like I'm back in. All right, and I thought it was, there we go. We have 3rd and 3 for Houston at their own 23. And it's a line book to Jonathan Stewart, offensive left guard with 2 linebackers in zone, +3 or -1. Patrick Obama makes the block. 5 beats a 4. And it is first down, Texans at their own 26. 54 seconds to go in the first quarter. Short pass, Brandon Cooks. Defense double teaming elsewhere. 3 men in the zone. An incomplete on Breeze card. Kind of weird how his completions are spaced out. I mean, it's still 15 units, but usually they would look a little differently. Maybe 5, 6, 7 or something. But second down and 10 for the Texans for their own 26. Short pass, Brandon Marshall, 4 men in zone. Jay's been blitzing his left outside linebacker quite a bit. 5 is complete on Breeze card for 10 yards and a first down. Now, Paul's left guard is only a 5, so Jay clearly likes the matchup of his left outside linebacker, Aaron Lynch, the 45-10, against Omame. Off tackle right to Jonathan Stewart. Defense guesses run, but there are no men in zone. The Stewart gains 3. Would have been a short gain, not wrong, and we're in the second quarter. 3-0 Bengals. The center is the only 7 on this offense for Paul. And Jay's got a nose tackle 5, a defensive end 9. Off tackle left for Jonathan Stewart, 1 linebacker there. He's a 6. Derek Johnson. Offensive onside end +5 is 0. Kyle Juszczyk, the blocking back, as I alluded to earlier, makes the block. 5 beats a 4. 3rd and 2 Texans. 7 carries for 14 yards for Stewart. Texans hoping to get something going here. A first down would give them successive first downs, try and get into Cincinnati territory. Short pass, Brandon Marshall. 3 men there. Defense double teaming elsewhere. 9 on Breeze's card is complete. 13 yards and a first down. The Texans are at the Cincinnati 43. Breeze 4 of 9 for 47 yards. They've all been short pass rights, it feels like. There was a double team of Cooks earlier. And Breeze has hit some clutch third down completions. Off tackle right to Stewart. Defense, I guess, is wrong, and they've got 4s there. Not the best blocking unless Paul runs linebacker. You got a defensive nose tackle +4 +9, but it's the rookie Eddie Goldman who's a 4, makes the play. 4 and 4, second down and 6 for the Texans as they are matriculating down the field. So this is what a matchup. I just checked out on San Francisco, Tennessee. You got Houston, Cincinnati the same night. SOMIFA semifinals. Wow. Off tackle left, Jonathan Stewart. Defense got 1 linebacker there, gets pass. Guessing pass. Derek All right, guys, this is Tom. I hope this is continuing the broadcast. You may have had some dead time there. I'm screen sharing. I had lost my internet connection. A problem for me all evening. All right, it shows I'm back connected. When we got disconnected, Paul was driving. He had a 3rd and short from the Cincinnati 35. And we pick up, and it is 3-3. So Paul kicked a field goal. That was a 35-yarder by Adam Vinatieri. So he did get that first down and made his way inside the 20. And then there was a touchback, and Jay got the ball and ran off tackle with Eddie Lacy for 3 yards and a 2nd down and 7 now for the Bengals. We didn't miss much. Aaron right to Eddie Lacy, defense guessing pass. He's running at a 4. Offensive onside M, +2 or -1. Gary Barnes is only a 4, but makes the block, setting up 3rd and 5. So we're in the middle of the second quarter. It's 3-3. It's been a defensive year in SOMIFA. You've seen a defensive postseason, particularly for the losing teams in terms of how few points they've scored. So it's no, I guess, great surprise that we have another one on our hands. 3rd and 5 Bengals. Makes me wonder even more if I should have trusted my defense at the end of that game against John that I lost in the previous round of the playoffs. 3rd down and 5. Long pass to Doug Baldwin. Defense guesses correctly. Must run Andy Dalton. 5 yards and a 1st down as I try and get back into a broadcasting rhythm. And I really hope that this is continuing the broadcast properly. It looks like it is. I just clicked to rejoin the Hangout. Short pass to Jacob Tammy. Defense going short yardage. And 7 incomplete on Dalton. That's the 2nd time we've seen a 7 incomplete for the Red Rifle. But he is 4 of 7 for 47 yards. Charles Sims checks in. Jay's been mixing Eddie Lacy and Charles Sims in. Sims in passing situations, of course. And Carlos Williams is biding his time on the bench. You'll see him in the second half extensively, I would assume. Midway through the second quarter, looking past Anquan Bolden. Defense gets his pass. Linebacker 4 in zone. Defender X, 2 or +5. Prince Amukamara makes the play. 5 on a 4. Well, 4 on a 5. Well, he's a 5, and it was a 4. So it's only 2 yards. 3rd down and 8 for the Bengals at their own 32. 3 wide, 1 halfback, shotgun formation. We've seen Paul blitz heavily in these situations so far tonight, but there is no safety blitz showing right now. I wonder if Dennis will join us at the conclusion of San Francisco, Tennessee. Short pass, Gary Barnage. Defense double teaming Sims. They're all 4-men in zone. Not much pass rush coming. And Dalton has the time and threads the needle with 5, a 12-yard gain. 1st down from Dalton to Barnage as the Bengals are up at their own 44. There was a D situation. Andrew Whitworth 7 against Fletcher Cox's 8. Only a 1-5 sack. But Paul bought everyone. He might have got a sack there, but a nickel 3-5. I don't think so. And ran right for Charles Sims. Guessed wrong, running at a 4. And he pops the 8 +12 on the defense. And the Bengals are once again into Houston territory, this time with 5:42 to go in the first half. The game is tied at 3. Cincy will kick off to Houston to start the second half. So if Paul should fall behind here in the final 5:42 of the second quarter, he at least will get the ball back to start the third. Short pass, Jacob Tammy. Defense guessing pass with 3 men, blitzing 2 guys. Pass rush is a factor for both teams today. Picked off 2 to 4, 11 and 12, but it's complete. On the defense's call, 3 men intercepted 2 to 4, 11 and 12, or +12. He rolled a 5, +12. That would have been picked off if Houston had the good pass defense. So the home field advantage coming into play for the Bengals in this postseason game right there. And they've got a 1st and 10 at the Texan 32, 5:06 to go. Dalton's completed his last 3 passes. Short pass, Gary Barnage, defense guessing pass. And putting the inside linebackers up. Defender X or short gain, he is a 4. 4 and a 4 incomplete. You hate that. That's Keyshawn Jarrett. Not exactly a household name. Second down and 10 for the Bengals at the Houston 32. 5-pass right, Doug Baldwin. Defense double teaming elsewhere. Linebacker 5 in the zone. Defender -3 or -1. Jay's going the wrong way. Parrish Cox is a 4. A 4 and a 4 makes the play twice in a row in the passing game, and it's a 3-yard loss. Jason, what's going on out there? Even the -1 would have been a little better than this, because now he's at the 35-yard line on 3rd and 13, and everyone and their brother knows he needs a few yards to get into better field goal range. For Dustin Hopkins, who's 2 to 8, 11, and 12, 23 to 32, but only 2 to 5 from beyond there. So Jay would love to get at least 4 or 5 yards here. Defense is showing blitz. Everyone knows Jay needs only 4 or 5 yards. So this might be a fake free safety blitz or just the free safety, and the linebackers stay home. We'll see. Got a lot of guys to throw to, covered by force. As they're looking past the boulder, no blitz. He double teams Charles Sims. There's a linebacker 4 in the looking zone. Jay wants 4 yards here. Receiver incomplete. And he had even 3 yards to get to the 32. And now this is really no man's land. You got a 2 to 5 field goal from 35. It's 4th and 13. If you punt, you're almost certainly going to get a touchback. So I don't really have a good play in my playbook here, Jay. I don't know what you're going to do. He's going to punt it. He missed the field goal. The Texans get the ball thrown 42. Since his defense is playing good, so Jay says, I'll take my chances. And gets a almost perfect call from a corner punt. It went 35 yards from the 35, and that's a touchback. So the Texans take over 1st and 10, their own 20. A tough spot there for Jay. There's really nothing good he could. No great decision there to be had. 1st and 10 for the Texans. Off tackle Jordan Jonathan. Stewart. Defense guesses pass. Stewart's had slow going so far, and only another 4-yard gain. He's got 14 units there of short gain or better. Then you got a +8, a +9. Paul's hitting +4, or he's getting guessed right. And the result is that Mr. Stewart has only 25 yards rushing on 11 carries late in the first half. 3-3. Off tackle Jordan Stewart. Defense guesses pass again. Paul says, give me a short gain here. What's going on? 6 and 7. Hello. Defensive nose tackle +4, +9. And to add insult to injury, Eddie Goldman makes the play again. It's 3-3, and we're having 4s make plays. That will help keep the scoring down. 3rd and 2 Texans from their own 28. 2:24 to go. He's converted some third and shorts already. There was a linebacker for Stewart. There was a short pass to Brandon Marshall. And then whatever it is, when I disconnected, that brought him down inside the 20. 5-pass right, Jonathan Stewart. Defense run King, Jonathan Stewart. This should be a good pickup for the offense, an easy pickup. And picked off 2 to 5, 11, 12. Picked off by Cincinnati in the flat. That could be a touchdown. 2, 3, 9, and 12 the chart, and it's no gain. 4-yard gain, rather, for Aaron Lynch, who was not blitzing that time, but what a huge break. What a turn of events here. The Texans had a flat pass wrong, throwing at a 4 with Drew Brees, and gets it picked off the defense's card, 2 to 5, 11, and 12 at their own 25. First huge turnover, the first turnover period, and it's a huge one here. 2:06 to go. Off tackle right, Charles Sims. Defense guesses wrong. 7 yards down to the 18 as the 2-minute warning sounds. The Bengals want to take advantage of that big turnover. I mean, if that play is just a first down, the worst case scenario, Paul's punting to Jay with about a minute left in the half. Jay's probably not going to score. Paul will get the ball tied in the 3rd quarter. Instead, he's going to defend here on the short field. Short pass, Doug Baldwin. He goes short yardage, meaning that guy's a 0. Jay could go for a receiver reading here, or there it is. Receiver gets wrong, +17, down to the 1-yard line. Baldwin is maxed with nice yardage, 3 units of long gain. Some other nice yardage, some other nice readings in there, such as that +17. The Texans take the defensive timeout as Jay is at the 1-yard line. 1st and goal from the 1 for the Bengals. Just inside the 2-minute warning. Baldwin Dalton, 9 of 14, 87 yards. Here comes the Bengals full house backfield. Eddie Lacy, Bruce Miller, Carlos Williams. No slouches themselves. I think this center's only a 4. Linebacker for Eddie Lacy. Defense against his run. And offensive left guard, that's a block for Evan Mathis. The big veteran, 6'7". And Lacy easily plunges into the end zone for a touchdown to make it 9-3 Bengals. Here's Dustin Hopkins for the extra point, which is 2-11, and it's good. 10-3 Bengals following the huge turnover. And the kick goes down to the 4-yard line. It's returned 25 yards out to the 29. I know in my game against John, turnovers are big. I mean, turnovers are always big. But it's been a defensive year, the lowest scoring games. I mean, so turnovers in the red zone, either way, I think having a big impact on this postseason so far. 10-3 Bengals. The Dan Morin's game had one like that. Was that the game of the big pick six before the half? Long pass, Brandon Cooks. Defense gets his pass. And here comes the pass rush, and down goes Drew Brees as Aaron Lynch blitzing again. He didn't blitz an interception, but he got the sack this time. 5 on a 9 was a 1-53 sack on a long pass attempt. And it's second down and 19. Texans did not call timeout there. Now, Jay stops him a little bit here. Jay will probably call timeout, get Pac-Man Jones another punt return, maybe get a little field goal attempt, try to make it a 2-score game. When before, it was looking like it was going to be tied, worst-case scenario at the half. Short pass, Brandon Cooks. They're coming by 5, only 3-minute zone. No one blitzing. Second and 19. And receiver gets right incomplete. 3 incomplete, 2 was plus 54. Paul says, gee, I would like to get that. That would have been nice. Cooks is a strange card with good yardage, but the long gain on right. That would have been a long gain on wrong, but you're probably not going to call run in second 19 with 52 seconds left in the half. Long pass, Jason Witten, third 19, 2 linebackers there. Paul looking for his own Carter, a big dump off. 8 is incomplete on Breeze. Only has 5 units of long pass completion this year. And Jay didn't even have to call timeout because the passes were incomplete. Paul's going to punt it, 4th and 19. Very, very likely there's only going to get about a 35-yard net here. The buck goes 45 yards, but Pac-Man Jones can't get a hand on it, has to let it bounce, and it takes a Houston bounce going 7 yards further down to the Cincinnati 28. So the Bengals have all 3 timeouts, but there's only 30 seconds left. They're leading 10-3. They're at their own 28, and they're going to realistically get to about the 31 for a nice field goal attempt. So you're talking about needing 41 yards on 3 plays. They got Charles Sims in the game. Maybe he can pop a long gain on a 2. Flat pass right, Gary Barnes has good yardage in his card. Defense double teaming elsewhere, only double teaming once on Baldwin. It's a long game of defense. Gary Barnes going down the sideline. It looked like he could have gone all the way, but he stepped out of bounds at the Houston 32. Oh, so a 40-yard pickup on the white die 6 on a flat pass, capped by Gary Barnage's longest NFL gain, and another pad break for the Texans. Now they got to worry about keeping Jay out of the end zone. He's at the Houston 32, 22 seconds left to go. He's got 3 timeouts, 20 seconds left, I should say. 15-8-1. You got 3 plays, 32 yards. A bomb, 3 completions, a short gain, a long gain. Looking past the Barnage, defense vacates the zone. They're all blitzing 2 guys, so we'll be right in the quarterback's card. And it's only a 6-yard game for Dalton. Jay will call timeout. Dalton now 11 of 16, 133. Derek Carr watching from the sidelines, holding the clipboard, taking some notes for next year and the future, perhaps. 2nd and 4 Bengals at the Houston 26. Carr was, I believe, the 7th pick overall in the SOMIFA draft after his rookie season with Oakland. Jay was astonished that he was still on the board. Guys didn't need a quarterback, I think was the case that year. Off tackle draw for Charles Sims. Defense guessing pass. 2 is a touchdown. 8, 11 yards and a first down. They're down to the 15, and they're going to call timeout. Now, they've got the ball at the 15-yard line with 8 seconds left. We don't play penalties, so he's going to run a play from a scrimmage. He wants he's a short gain. Either a short pass, defender extra gain, a run, or a flat pass. Doug Baldwin's got the yardage. I think even Anquan Baldwin's yardage is okay. But Baldwin and Barnage are the guys with whose receiver card may help you get in the end zone. I wouldn't be surprised to see a run with Charles Sims, try and pop a short gain to get in the end zone, and that way he doesn't really risk a turnover. He kicks a field goal if he doesn't get it. Sure bet Doug Baldwin, defense guessing pass, 4 men there, no blitz coming. And 5 is 12 yards and a first down, down at the 3-yard line. And Jay's going to send out Justin Hopkins for what should be a chip shot field goal. 20-yard field goal to make it 13-3. It's up and good, 2-11. And on the last play of the half, the Bengals kick a short field goal to take a 13-3 lead with 2:24 to go in the first half. This was a 3-3 game. The Texans had the ball, 3rd and 2, about their own 23, 25, somewhere in there. And terrible ending of the half for the Texans as Breeze is picked off. Kick down to the goal line. Keyshawn Martin deciding whether to return it. Returns a fumble. It's a loose ball at his own 11. And the Bengals recover. Oh, my goodness. Disaster has struck the Houston Texans in this SOMIFA semifinal. In the last 2.5 minutes, we have had a flat pass wrong interception at Paul's own 25-yard line. We've had a 40-yard flat pass white die 6 long gain. And now the opening kickoff of the third quarter fumbled by the Texans' Keyshawn Martin. And Cincinnati recovering at the Bengal 8-yard line. Recovering at the 11 and then advancing the loose ball 3 yards. And the Bengals are up 13-3. So the Bengals have taken advantage so far, and they can take further advantage now. But no matter what happens right now, field goal, touchdown, whatever, or nothing, or no points, the Texans are in this game because we still have a whole half to play here, and they've got a good offense, and they've got a good coach. But certainly a very bad break. Short pass, Gary Barnage. Defense blitzing 2 and 4 men in the zone. You'd love to see that 9 on the defense card now. Defender to short gain, touchdown Bengals. So Dalton goes right to work, hits Gary Barnage. Keyshawn Jarrett could not make the play that time. He's only a 4, and it was a 6 in the white die. And Hopkins comes on for the extra point attempt. It's up and good, 23 Cincinnati. And the kick is 9 yards deep into the end zone. Martin will take a knee this time. Special teams coach glowering at him. And here comes the Texans' second half offense. Apparently is going to be more of the pro set look. We've got Le'Veon Bell at halfback and Mike Tolbert at fullback. Short pass, Brandon Marshall. Defense gets his run. 3 men in zone. Marshall covered by a 5. 9 is 13 yards and a first down, complete for Breeze. Right or wrong? I get nervous now when I see the blue hourglass on my screen. I'm wondering if something bad happened. I hope this broadcast is going as it's supposed to. It has to be, right? Long pass, Brandon Cooks. Of course, if you can hear me, it is. There's no one there, but defense gets the pass. 6 on Breeze card is incomplete. Not the Breeze card of a few years ago with many more completions seemingly on long pass right. Of course, 6 is never going to be complete on long pass right as long as you have a receiver reading on wrong. So we've got a 2nd down and 10 for the Texans. They trail 20-3. And run right, Le'Veon Bell. Defense gets his pass as a linebacker there. So Paul needs his own card and not the dreaded 5. 8 on the defense, -2. And things are not going the Texans' way right now. 3rd and 12 for Houston. We do still have a whole half of football here. But sooner or later, they got to start getting things going in the right direction. Paul's called a fine game. Just some really, really bad breaks. Within about a 3-minute sequence, ending the first half and starting the second. Short pass to Riddick on 3rd and 12. Defense double teaming elsewhere. Riddick covered by a 5. I know 9 is a first down. Receiver incomplete to the receiving halfback for the Detroit Lions. And Bradley Rack and Pinion will come out for another punt. Jay sends the rush. It's a booming punt down inside the 10-yard line and bounces down, takes a Texan bounce. That's the only thing that they've gotten right is they've gotten a couple of good bounces on the punts. And that's a 6-yard bounce in favor of Houston. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 1-yard line. So Paul says, boy, how about a snap fumble? That'd be nice. I don't think I've seen that. A snap fumble from your own one? Oh, I'm sure I will. What a disaster that will be for whomever it befalls. Hopefully not me in the playoffs one of these years. Looking past to Gary Barnidge. Defense guessing run. His 2 linebackers there. But it's complete on Dalton's card for 8 yards. 2nd and 2 Bengals at their own 9. Paul says, let me somehow get a 3 and out and, reset from about my own 40 and see what I can do here. Linebacker Carlos Williams. Defense guessing pass. Williams in the game now. Offensive onside center +10 or +2. Ben Jones is only a 4. Next year he'll be a 5 or better. I think Ed traded for him in SOMIFA. I was trying to get in on that, but I was late to the party. And I can verify, yes, the broadcast is working because Anthony is here listening. I wonder if he listened to or watched/listened to San Francisco, Tennessee first. Flat pass left, Doug Baldwin. 2 men in zone. Defense guesses pass. Receiver guess right is 5 yards on Baldwin's card. 9 is -2. Interesting. Someone was asking me if I had seen negative yardage on receiver right cards before. We have 2nd down and 5 for the Bengals at their own 16. They lead 20-3. Linebacker Carlos Williams. Defense guesses pass. So the 2 runs to Williams so far have been both been linebucks. I'm sure Paul takes a note of that. 6 is a short gain. 13 yards and a 1st down for Carlos up to his own 29. And why wouldn't you run linebacker? 6-8 short gain, 12:38. Many of the readings of 5 and 6 yards. 7's only +3, but not the end of the world. Long pass Doug Baldwin. Defense goes short yardage. The ball is covered by 4. Jay what's on the defense's card, but 7 is incomplete on the offense's card. Would have, of course, been an interception split on the defense. But Dalton's got 10 units of long pass roll, not terrible for the modern set. And then you got 5 receiver units. Baldwin's probably at least a 12-18 guy. But more to the point, the defense with nobody there, and the guys covered by a 0 because due to the short yardage. And right to Carlos Williams, defense gets his pass. It's a 5-yard gain for Williams. Sets up a 3rd and 5. So big 3rd down here for Paul. Says, if I just get a stop, I need a stop and a score. That's all I need. You stop and a score, make it 26, 20-10, something like that. Or at least Jay's feeling a little bit of pressure. Short pass, Gary Barnidge. Defense double teaming elsewhere. 3rd and 5. No one blitzing. Dalton threads the needle again. 5 on his card is a 12-yard gain. And that is right, wrong, and double teamed. Even 4 is completely double teamed. 7 units double teamed for the Red Rifle. So right, wrong, and double teamed gets a 1st down for Cincinnati at their own 46. 8:24 to go. Short pass, Jacob Tamme. Paul bringing the house with a blitz. Tamme uncovered. Intercepted 2 to 4, 11 and 12, but it's 12 yards again on that 5 split. The home field advantage. Jay not suffering what would have been 2 interceptions. Of course, he might not have been throwing as many short passes against a good pass defense. Something I could have factored in more against John Madden early in the game when I lost. Looking past to Gary Barnidge, 1st and 10 at the Houston 42. 10 is incomplete. And now Paul's saying I just need to keep him off the scoreboard here. He's in my territory. He's been moving the ball well. I've had some bad breaks. I can get back in this if I can stop him here, but if he scores, it's just looking grimmer and grimmer. Short pass to Doug Baldwin, 3 men in zone. Defense flooding the flats. Receiver guess right, 7 incomplete. 3rd and 10 Bengals at the Houston 42, midway through the 3rd. They lead 20-3. Defense showing blitz. Ball had success blitzing in the first half on a couple of occasions. Jay goes 3 wide, 1 halfback, so I know Dennis likes to run some of those draws on 3rd and long. I think even from 3 wide sometimes. I'm not a big fan of it from 3 wide because the wide die just kills you even more, even though we know you're trying to hit something on the defense. But I mean, here you get at least 6 yards, you get a field goal chance. 5 pass left to Charles to Sims. Pull blitz to safety only. Sims is covered by 4. And it's a 4-yard pickup for Jay, giving him 4th and 6 from the Houston 38. And Jay does not hesitate. He will punt. He says, no man's land, I don't care. I'm leading. I'm playing good defense. And Britton Colquitt drills the call from corner punt deep through the end zone. His teammates are looking at, what is this guy doing? But able to snake eye 62 yards, 47-yard call from corner from the 38. So that's a touchback. And Houston takes over their own 20, down 23. Flat pass left, Mike Tolbert. Defense guesses wrong. 9-yard pickup for Breeze. Still plenty of time for Paul. But it is getting late in a hurry. You really want to score in this drive, that's for sure. And technically, you could not score here, stop him, get the ball back, and still win. But long pass, Brandon Cooks. Defense gets his pass. The safety's only at 4. Jay blitzing 3 linebackers. Paul does not have great pass blocking himself. Receiver gets right is incomplete on Cooks, who is 15/21 on the long pass right. And we have a 3rd and 1 for the Bengals. The Texans, rather. 3rd and 1 for the Texans. Drew Brees only 8 of 20 for 87 yards. No touchdowns, 1 interception. Looking past Mike Tolbert, defense run keying. But they got a 6 in the zone. So that's an aggressive play call by Jay. Receiver incomplete. Couple of 3rd and short flat pass wrongs, just killing Paul. And 4th and 1, he's going to go for it. Why not? Because you're down 20-3, late 3rd quarter. And you're not really doing a great job stopping Jay right now. Everything's gone against you, so you're going to go for it. Okay. I'm down with this. Absolutely. See, Jay says, I'm up by linebacker Mike Tolbert. TV guesses running. Got 2 linebackers there, and at least one of them is a 6 against the run. Offensive onside set of 5-0. The 5 makes the block. Weston Richburg of the New York Football Giants. As the game log here, whatever you call it, tells you, the text play-by-play tells you that Weston Richburg made the key block, certainly a key block, when it's 4th and 1 at your own 29 in the second half of a SOMIFA semifinal, trying to make the Super Bowl. And remember, right, Le'Veon Bell, defense gets the pass, but he's a guy there again. Linebacker zone, 0+4. Aaron Lynch is a 5, makes the play, no gain. Paul says, get on my card. Come on. What's going on out there? Without the linebacker there, it would have been a 5-yard gain. So Jay has saved himself, looks like about 16 yards by putting his left outside linebacker in there correctly twice. Short pass, Jason Witten, play action, but 4-man in zone incomplete. And it's a 3rd down and 10. Jay will give you some shots deep. We saw in the run key, he wasn't afraid to do it. And that time he had 4 men in the short pass. He did that to me in the Super Bowl when he beat me with the rookie Glennon a couple years ago in the SSFA. I was 1 for 17 trying bombs with Peyton Manning. 3rd and 10. But he knows the bombs, all or nothing play. They're not all touchdowns, a 30-yard completion. So short pass, Danny Amendola. Defense double teaming everyone but Amendola. It's covered by a 4. 10 is incomplete on Breeze card, 4th and 10. So the Texans will have to punt again. They were unable to capitalize on the 4th and 1 conversion from their own 29. 3:18 to go. They trail 20-3. The punt goes 46 yards. 3:18 to go in the 3rd quarter. Pac-Man fielding it inside of his own 25. It's a fumble, though. It's a fumble, and Houston finally gets a break. Pac-Man Jones trying to field the punt at about his own 20. Muffed it. And Mike Tolbert was there to pick it up or fall on it for the Texans. And all of a sudden, they're back in the game here at the Cincinnati 18-yard line. Trailing 20-3. Play action to Brandon Marshall. 4-man in zone. They want Breeze's card here. Possibly receiver reading. Defender extra short gain is broken up by broken up by Pac-Man Jones. The ball placement of the animation fooled me for a moment. He's a 5. Incomplete. 2nd down and 10. Texans at the Cincinnati 18. 2:42 to go. Drew Brees 8 of 24 for 87 yards. Having a terrible, terrible game. 5 pass Le'Veon Bell. Defense guesses wrong. Can he complete a flat pass wrong? He's been struggling with these. He's been struggling on these tonight. And linebacker in the zone, extra short gain. It's a short gain as Aaron Lynch is only a 4. Finally doesn't make a play. He's been doing a great job against the run. He's got a sack. He has the interception. But he couldn't make that play. So it's an 11-yard pickup by Le'Veon Bell on the screen. And the Texans have first and goal at the Cincinnati 7, 2:06 to go in this SOMIFA semifinal. The winner makes the Super Bowl, folks. Offense goes 3 running back, 2 tight end. And why not? Because you got Jonathan Stewart, Mike Tolbert, Le'Veon Bell. Off tackle right to Jonathan Stewart. 1 linebacker there. Blockers are 6.55. Offensive onside guard 7-2. That's a 6. Touchdown. Michael Harris made the key block. And the Texans trail 20-9. Adam Vinatieri comes out for the extra point. Stewart now 13 carries, 36 yards. It's up and good. And Houston only trails 20-10. Brand new ball game after the punt return fumble by Pac-Man Jones. Turnabout is fair play. As the Texans have their own muffed special teams return on a kick return to start the third quarter. They also have the flat pass wrong interception, 2-5, 11, and 12. And the 40-yard white die 6 flat pass long gain, which helped Cincinnati get into field goal range right before the half. Linebacker Carlos Williams, defense guessing pass, only 1 linebacker behind. Jay looking for an 8 box in the defense. Gets a 6 short gain on Williams, 17 yards and a first down. He'll take that. 4 carries, 37 yards for Carlos, as he is making his presence felt here in the second half for the Bengals. First and 10 Cincinnati at their own 37. .112 to go. Game being played at a brisk pace. Flat pass right to Gary Barnidge. Defense guesses pass. Linebacker there is a 5. Ball says, just give me an incomplete pass. But it's a short gain on Dalton's card. Dalton is hot. 17-yard pickup. So two plays, 2 plays, 30 yards. That was a sack 1 to 27. And they're across midfield. Long pass, Doug Baldwin gets wrong with a short yardage. He covered by 0. On the defense is almost a short touchdown. Receiver complete for 27 yards and a first down. 1, 3, 7, 12, 16, 18. Baldwin is a 12-18, man. So not an automatic touchdown. It's getting carried away with the long gains. But receiver readings, 27, 28 other yardage. And a long game might only go for 35 or so, but that's the second time. Both of these guys will go short yardage or will run key. We saw Jay run key. Paul is known for doing a little more. Linebacker for Carlos Williams as we start the first quarter. I guess wrong again. Up the middle for 6 yards. So Jay says go big or go home indeed. I'm not just going to play too conservatively with my 10-point lead here in the early first quarter. He's rewarded with a long pass wrong completion to Doug Baldwin. Now he's on the Houston 13. A touchdown here, and he reasserts control of the game. He really wants that touchdown. Field goal, 23-10. Paul's had bad breaks, just got just recovered the muff fumble. You get a field goal here. Paul gets a touchdown. You're like, now I got to sweat here. I was winning, 23. Short yardage defense. Linebacker Charles Sims on second down and 4. 2 linebackers up there. And 5 gets right is no gain. And it's not the dreaded 5 guessed right, really, because you have other bad results in there. In this case, 5, 6, 7, and 12, or no gain or worse. Third down and 4 for the Bengals at the Houston 13. This is a huge play in this game. Jay gets a touchdown. It's 27-10. Then Paul's in miracle mode. But if Jay is held to a field goal, Paul stops him here to a field goal, he's still very much in the game. Aaron right, Charles Sims gets right. Nobody there. Offensive, defensive card. It's on Sims' card. 6 minus 6, a big loss. Drill drives him back to the Houston 19. Here comes Dustin Hopkins for the field goal. Jay quick clicking. Probably angry about it with himself for the play call, perhaps. Or one of the defense's card, but he got his field goal instead, a 36-yarder. And he's up 23-10. And the kick is down to the 4-yard line. And look at these special teams units, plus 11, 16, and 13. And Jay pays attention to all 3 phases of the game. And it's an 11-yard return for Niall Davis. The Texans have the ball, first and 10 at their own 15, but they're back in the game. They need a touchdown in this drive. And then they can really go to work because Jay will be feeling the pressure big time. If it gets to 23-17 with about 7 minutes to go, he'll be feeling the pressure. You got Le'Veon Bell and Mike Tolbert in the backfield. Not the backcourt. That's a different sport. And run right to Le'Veon Bell. Again, he's a linebacker there, guessing pass. Paul wants his own card here. He can't get it. He keeps getting the defense's card. He gets 6. It's a 5-yard gain. Not a great card for Bell, but he does have 1, 7, 11 units of short gain or more, and 5 of those are 22 yards or more. So, and there's other positive yardage in there. So it's not a bad column. 2nd down and 5. But Jay's been putting Aaron Lynch up there quite regularly. Paul threw a flat pass wrong to Mike Tolbert, who dropped it on a 7. Long pass, Brandon Cooks. Run key, there's nobody there. Nobody there at all. He's got it wrong. Covered by a 5. 5 incomplete on Drew Brees' card. Oh, that was the one Paul wanted. Oh, 1, 3, 7, 10, 11 units of completion on Brees' card. A max receiver. Sure, he's covered by a 5. But you're down 23-10 early fourth quarter. And the guy gives you a long pass wrong to your max guy. You're saying, come on, Strat God, let me hit this one. Flat pass left to Brandon Marshall. Defense double teaming Riddick. 3rd and 5. Brees 9 of 26. He needs to do something here in the clutch. Come on, Brees. Do something. And 6 wide yards, a short gain and a 1st down to Marshall. Catch and run up to the 33. And the clock is very much a factor. It's 10:48 to go. And Paul needs 2 touchdowns. But you got to get the first one. So you got to pick up your 1st downs. And hopefully you hit your long pass wrongs to Brandon Cooks with no men in zone. There it is again. Defense gets his run. There is 1 man back there. There's only a 4. Long pass to Brandon Cooks. 8 incomplete in Brees' card. Oh. Oh, at least there was a guy back there that time. He's only a 4. Jay living with the, living saying, well, look, I can't let Paul just run it all over me. At least he had a guy back there. Short pass to Brandon Marshall. Guess wrong again. Paul's throwing wrong passes, and he's losing. Oh, incomplete to Fender X. Paul's throwing a short pass wrong with 4 men in zone, but a short pass wrong to Brandon Marshall. This is with Drew Brees, and 2 long pass wrongs to Brandon Cooks. 1 with no linebackers, and he's 0 for 3 as he's trying to mount his comeback here. Short pass, Jason Witten, covered by a 5. 4 men in zone, 3rd and 10 all of a sudden. 4 is incomplete, and Paul will probably punt it here because there's still 9:54 to go. But he feels like, boy, these guys giving me guess wrong pass calls, and I can't hit one. Even a short pass. 41-yard punt goes down to about the 26-yard line. Pac-Man Jones returns at 19 yards. 22-yard net. Cincinnati at their own 45. 9:36 to go. This has the feel of a victory for the Bengals. I know there's still 9:36 to go, but the way that sequence unfolded, linebacker Carlos Williams even gets his pass. This guy's hitting short gains on every carry. There's another one, 16 yards up the middle. He's got 6 carries for 59 yards. And there you go. The Bengals are at the Houston 39. You just feel like Paul had the three guess wrong passes there, 2 of them bombs. Couldn't even get a 1st down, or couldn't even get a completion out of any of it. Then he punts as a 22-yard net because of the good return. And the way everything else is unfolded, you feel like it's just not his game. Short pass, Jacob Tamme. Defense goes short yardage. He's uncovered. 10 is incomplete on Dalton's card. But now there's only 8:42 to go. Now a field goal here would put Jay up by 16. So that's 2 touchdowns with 2 2-point conversions. You like your chances there. But Jay would probably like to keep this ball, get a couple of 1st downs, run it down to 5 minutes. Again, short pass, Jacob Tamme versus the short yardage. He's uncovered. This time Dalton hits the 5. That's been his number tonight on the short pass. 12 yards and a 1st down. The Bengals very much in control at the Houston 27, 8:06 to go. As long as they don't turn it over, famous last words, as long as they don't turn it over here, they should be in good shape. Linebacker Carlos Williams, defense gets his pass, 1 linebacker there. Linebacker in zone, -1 and +3. Williams that time is hit for a 1-yard loss by Wesley Woodyard, who is not only a 10 pass rusher, but a 6 against the run. But Williams has had an excellent game. 7 carries, 58 yards here in the second half after sitting out the first half. I believe he was late for the team bus. Midway through the fourth quarter, 7.5 minutes to go. Short pass, Gary Barnes gets wrong, covered by 4. Paul says, all right, my turn for a short pass wrong, incompletion. But no, it's a 13-yard pickup for Dalton, 22 of 31, 263 and a touchdown. Gary Barnage, 8 catches, 116 yards, and a TD. And the Bengals are down to Houston 15, 6:54 to go. Pitch out, Carlos Williams gets wrong. Now Jay has Paul off balance. 6-yard gain. 2nd and 4 for the Bengals at the Houston 9-yard line. Jacksonville Jay coach of Cincinnati in SOMIFA, trying to make the Super Bowl as he has done, I believe, 3 times and won them all in SSFA. He's the 2-time defending champion. And he's looking to add some more hardware to the trophy case. I think I got that phrase wrong. But he's looking to pick up some more hardware, which he will then put in the trophy case. Off tackle left to Eddie Lacy, defense against his run. 2 linebackers there because you are inside the 10. It's a full house backfield. It's a 2-yard gain. 3rd down and 2 for Cincinnati at the Houston 7. 5:42 to go. Everything conspiring against Paul right now. The down, the distance, the time. And even maybe the matchup on 3rd and short with Williams and Lacy, decent linebacker options. 6-5-5 with the full house. Short pass, Gary Barnage, play action. He is covered by a 4. Defense run king. Touchdown, Bengals. 7-yard TD pass from Dalton to Barnage. Barnage's second touchdown catch of the day. 29-10 Cincinnati. And the Bengals are almost certainly going to the Super Bowl. A slight pause here. They're going to go for 2. Always thinking, always coaching. Don't let up. Why go for 1? Make it 30-10. Go for 2. Make it 31-10. You're up by 3 touchdowns. What does 30-10 do for you? Have you missed it? It's 29-10, up by 19. That's a field goal, 2 touchdowns, and 2 2-point conversions. So maybe you're opening the door a little bit, but it's probably not going to matter much. But we're doing a mental exercise here. But it'll be a physical exercise for the Bengals as they try and run a play here. Aaron right at Lacy gets wrong. This is for the 2-point conversion. And he gets it. 8 is a 3-yard gain on Lacy's card. And it's 31-10 Bengals. Ball goes into the end zone for a touchback. And does not look like Mankiewicz will be picking up another trophy this year in SOMIFA. He's already got about 3 of them, I think. At least 2. But you got to be in it. You got to be right there. And he's a fine job with this team this year. Defeated Nathan in a quarterfinal matchup. And this game was close. This game was 3-3 with 2:24 to go in the first half. Pull on the ball at about his own 25. And he was scheduled to receive the kick to start the 3rd quarter. And he was the victim of a flat pass interception. Guess wrong on the defense's card. And Cincinnati came down to get a touchdown there to make it 10-3. And then you had, I think that Jay kicked off. This is all in the last 2 minutes of the first half. Paul went 3 and out. Jay got a good punt return. Jay got a flat pass 40-yard gain and kicked a field goal to go 13-3. So Jay scored 10 points and a foul 2:24 of the first half, and he didn't even have the ball at 2:24. And then Paul gets the kickoff to start the 3rd quarter, down 13-3, hoping to get back into it, and he fumbles it at his own 8-yard line. And Jay goes up 20-3. So that's 17 points in what's a 21-point game. It shows you how much closer the game could have been. And Drew Brees has just been terrible. You got a couple of completions here, but it's a little late. It's too late for the Texans. And that's one of the reasons. You see a guy like Paul, you see John Madden, and they're here every year, either in the Super Bowl or the semifinals. They're here seemingly every year. And these guys, they really don't go all out for one season. They really play the long-term game and have a good, strong roster almost every year once they have their franchise quarterback. And I would rather get a lot of shots at the ring as opposed to going all out for the one season. There's a flat pass incompletion. And it served them well. I mean, Paul could have, going into this game, Paul certainly could have won this game. It wasn't like he was a huge underdog or anything like that. He was as good as anybody out there. He was one of the 3 preseason favorites. Long pass to Brandon Cooks, linebacker there. A dump ball for 13. So the Texans have made their way into Cincinnati territory. They're at the 27, but there's only 3:18 to go. We had a spectator join. I'm guessing it's NFL Ed or Dennis or maybe John Madden if he won that other game. He was, I shouldn't say any spoiler results, but the game was close late 3rd quarter. It was within 1 score. I'll say that. I'll look forward to going back and watching the end of that when this one's over. Paul needs 3 touchdowns in 3 minutes. He's got the ball at the Cincinnati 16. Short pass, Denny Amendola is double teamed. Incomplete. I mean, he had touchdown, onside kick, touchdown, onside kick, touchdown. Good luck. I think the odds of getting 2 onside kicks are 181. Is it 2 to 3, 11 and 12 of the current chart? 1, 3, 5, 6. No, it would be 1 in 36. So you could do that. Spectator has joined. Multiple spectators. We still have Anthony as the only live studio audience. So it was semifinal tonight night in SOMIFA. Houston, Cincinnati, Tennessee, San Francisco. That Tennessee-San Francisco game is over. I don't know who won. I know it was close in the third quarter within one score. And the team that was trailing had the ball. And look at this. Now Drew Brees down 15 of 40. That's even improved from where he was earlier. I think he was 9 of 29. 175 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. And, Paul's still trying. 4th and 10 now. This will end the game if he doesn't get it. It's a 3-yard dump off. And if it was unofficial before, it's more official now. As the user drops. Another user drops. 31-10 Bengals. 1:52 to go. The Bengals are going to the Super Bowl. Jacksonville J. Cincinnati over here in SOMIFA. Dalton takes a knee. You might see 3 knees and a punt. And Paul's still calling his timeouts, extending the season. That's the thing. You get a good team, you get in here and you see what happens. You might get bad luck one game, you might get good luck one game. All you can do is be in it. And Paul was certainly in it. Whoever lost that other game, Tennessee, San Francisco, they were right there. I mean, if Paul didn't have that brutal luck, end of the half, start of the third quarter, I mean, this might have been a very close game in the fourth quarter. And you look at the final score and say, oh, Tom, are you crazy? No, I've already recapped it. So flat pass interception this wrong at your own 25. 40-yard flat pass, long gain on a 6-wide dive reading with like 90 seconds to go in the half. Then you fumbled your kick to start the second half. That's going to create a large gap in the scoring. So there it is. Cincinnati runs out the clock with a couple of knees. They've got a 31-10 victory over the Houston Texans. Jacksonville J has made his presence felt here in SOMIFA. This is his 3rd or 4th season. I think it's his first trip to the postseason in SOMIFA. And he makes it a good one as he defeats the Texans 31-10. Who did Jay play before this game? I feel like maybe he played Tim Bollier. He played Tim Bollier 38-10. So 38-10 and 31-10 were the scores here for Jay. So 69-20 in his 2 postseason victories here. And he's got himself a Super Bowl berth in SOMIFA. Certainly something I haven't had. But my team should be in the mix. They were in the mix this year. Not quite as much as you'd like, as I lost in the quarterfinal, but it's a good team. It's a good team going forward. So hopefully I'll be in some of these games and win some of them. See what happens. That's how I like to approach it. Try and be there, for as long a time as possible, and hopefully you get into a couple of Super Bowls, and hopefully you win at least one. So these guys are excellent coaches. Come on. Well, like I said earlier, look at this Final Four. I mean, Jay Villing, half-man, Paul half-man, half-Bankowitz, NFL Ed, John Madden. Come on. You know how many championships and Super Bowls are in there in the last 6 or 7 years, playing in the most competitive, the best coach leagues out there from top to bottom? I mean, Dennis is possibly the greatest coach around right now. He's been in SOMIFA for over a decade. He's made the Super Bowl once. There's not one of these leagues where he wins the Super Bowl every year or every other year. Some league he won 40 straight regular season games. Oh, come on. No one's doing that in SOMIFA, I promise you, not for a long time. The coaching will have to really drop off for that to happen. So there you have it, 31-10. Jay Villing, hard fought, well coached by both guys. And I'm going to end my broadcast now because I want to find out who won the other game. And maybe have a late night snack. So long, guys. I'll be back for the Super Bowl.